Hi, I'm Ed Doyle, editor and publisher of today's Hospitalist magazine. In this video, we're going to take a look at the gender gap that exists in compensation for full-time adult hospitalists. These data come from our 2014 Compensation and Career Survey, which you, the readers of today's Hospitalist, submitted data to. If you take a look at our data, you'll find that on average, male hospitalists report earning just under $262,000. Female hospitalists, by comparison, report earning an average income of just over $224,000. That's a difference of nearly $38,000, or 16%. Averages and mean numbers can be deceptive, so let's look at hospitalist compensation from another perspective. When you sort the data by broad compensation categories, you can see that women tend to be overrepresented in groups of hospitalists who are the lowest earners and underrepresented in groups of the highest earners. Among hospitalists who earn less than $100,000, for example, 75% are women. Among hospitalists earning between $100,000 and $149,000, 53% are women. On the other side of the spectrum, among hospitalists earning $300,000 or more, only 8% are women. When you consider that 25% of the respondents to our survey were women, it's surprising that female hospitalists are so over and underrepresented in these categories. What's behind this pay difference? The conventional wisdom says that female hospitalists tend to work in academic centers, which pay less, and that they tend to work fewer hours or they work more part-time hours than men. Let's take a look at the data to see if these differences hold up. While it's true that academic hospitalists tend to make less than their community-based counterparts, in our survey at least, there were relatively few differences between the number of men and women who worked for universities and medical centers. There was also not a big difference in the number of women working for national hospitalist management companies and local hospitalist groups, which tend to pay much better. So type of employer shouldn't affect hospitalist pay, at least not in our survey. Some pundits have suggested that female hospitalists tend to work fewer hours than male hospitalists, but again, that's not really substantiated in our survey. According to our data, men do work slightly more shifts than women, but it's less than half a shift per month, accounting for a difference of less than 3%. When you look at patients per shift, our data do seem to point to some factors that could hurt pay for female hospitalists. It turns out that men report seeing 1.5 more patients per shift than women. That's a 9% difference in productivity. That number is probably significant enough to produce a difference in pay, but probably not enough to account for the entire difference. There may be other clues in our data concerning pay and gender. The largest contributing factor may be payment model. Under the highest form of payment, straight productivity, only 2% of women are paid under this model. That's compared to 8% of men. Meanwhile, the lowest form of payment, straight salary, has 10% more women than men. The most prevalent payment model for both genders is a combination of salary and bonus pay, but here too, women are lagging behind their male colleagues in bonus amounts. Our data show that while men report earning nearly $40,000 in bonus money, women report receiving only $27,000. While that $13,000 difference can't fully explain the gender gap, it's probably another factor in why women are paid less than men. At the end of the day, our data point to a clear difference in compensation between male and female hospitalists. What our data fail to point to, however, is any kind of smoking gun to explain those differences. If you've got any thoughts on the difference between pay, we'd like to hear from you. And make sure to visit our website to see more data from our 2014 survey. Thanks.